Hi everyone, welcome to today's video. So, like how I stated in the video on Monday, this week is pretty much going to be a recap of some important things that happened within our federal government since we last spoke of it, actually. Monday was pretty much the tip of the iceberg of what's coming out for the week. Tuesday was the long-awaited election video for this year, and yesterday was obviously a new gaming episode, which will be one of the last of the year. Today, we're talking about pretty much every single change that happened in our federal government on, all three branches of the legislative, executive, and the judicial. Oh, there's like something in my eye. The reason why I'm doing this now is because, well, I've been extremely busy with my new job. Oh, God. Alright, cool, that did the trick. For those of you that don't know, I now work in a window factory. Yeah, you never would have expected me to work in a factory. Well, I do. And it pays really good, actually. So, yeah, that's also the main reason why I haven't been doing anything major for my channel. And I'm really far behind on prepping for the next couple, especially just for the ones for next year. Yeah, I'm very far behind because of it. Because I've been so tired afterwards, and it's just draining. So I just decided to spend a whole day to just do nothing but YouTube. On top of like a few house chores here and there, but you get the point. Anyways, let's dissect the new parts of the government. We're going to start over in the legislative branch. So obviously this is Congress. And obviously, Congress is split into two houses of the upper and lower house, which we call the House of Representatives of the lower house and the Senate for the upper house. So we are going to start with the Senate. And these are all changes for the Senate as of December 2nd of this year. Obviously, this was a few weeks ago. We have 52 Republicans, 48 Democrats, 2 independents, which collide with the Democrats for most of everything, and no vacancies. So, yeah, once again, the Republicans still control the Senate. Now, here's what really threw me off. Because twice within the last few weeks, like ever since December started, the House of Representatives, which is the lower house, has changed literally twice. The Democrats pretty much got a new Democratic member, and a Republican resigned. So, for the House of Representatives, as of December 7th of this year, which was not this past Monday, but the Monday before. I mean, you guys obviously know. You guys pay attention to our calendar. Basically, we have 233 Democrats, 196 Republicans, no independents, 1 Libertarian, and 5 vacancies. Yeah. So, what are the 5 vacancies? Well, we're going to tell you about them right now. And just for a heads up, that all 5 of these vacancies will not be filled until the next Congress starts in a few weeks. So, just keep that in mind. So, at first we have California's 50th district. Up next, we have North Carolina's 11th Congressional District. Then we have Texas's 4th Congressional District. We have Georgia's 14th Congressional District. And California's 8th Congressional District. This was the one that literally changed or became vacant just, the other day, like last week. So yeah, once again, all of those seats won't be voted until the next Congress, which will start in a few weeks. So now, we're going to jump over to the executive branch, and like how we always do, we always do the presidential succession with, the president and Chief Justice included, because, why not? I like to throw them in there for the fun of it. Anyways, president right now is still Trump. Yeah, Trump will no longer be president on January 20th of next year. But, obviously, right now, he is still president. So, suck it up. Vice president is still Mike Pence. Speaker of the House is still Nancy Pelosi, who up until January 20th of next year, she is the current most powerful woman in our government. However, that will change on January 20th, for better or worse. President pro tempore of the Senate is still Chuck Grassley. And this is where we go from the realm of outside Congress, and we'll, go into the actual cabinet. And we have a few changes that we need to go over. Secretary of State is still Mike Pompeo. Secretary of the Treasury is still Stephen Mnuchin. Secretary of Defense is no longer Mark Esper. Yeah, he actually resigned back in November. He resigned on November 9th of 2020. So we have a acting defense secretary who is named Christopher Miller. Yeah. The Attorney General is still William Barr. The Secretary of the Interior is David Bernhardt. Secretary of Agriculture is still Sonny Perdue. Secretary of Commerce is still Wilbur Ross. Secretary of Labor is Eugene Scalia. Secretary of Health and Human Services is Alex Azar, in which, he's kind of in the lead of what to do about the COVID vaccine situation, which, by the way, they just regulated a vaccine that is about 85% effective. Yeah. Secretary of Housing and Urban Development is Ben Carson. Secretary of Transportation is Elaine Chao. Secretary of the Energy is still Dan Brolette. Secretary of Education is still Betsy DeVos. Secretary of Veterans Affairs is still Robert Walensky. Jesus. I can't talk. And the Secretary of Homeland Security is, there's technically still no one, controlling that seat since November of last year. It's pretty much still Chad Wolf, since, he's an acting secretary. But, yeah, we probably won't get a new Secretary of Homeland Security until the next administration starts in January. So, yeah, just keep that in mind. And for fun, like I always do, Chief Justice is still John Roberts. Which, speaking of which, brings us all the way to the third and final level of government that we're going to talk about in today's video. The judicial branch, in which we go to the Supreme Court. Obviously, obviously there's 9 seats in the Supreme Court with a Chief Justice and 8 Associate Justices. So, obviously we talked about one of the 9, so we got to talk about the other 8. and we're going to be talking about them pretty much when they've taken office. So, John Roberts has been Chief Justice since 2005. Clarence Thomas has been in office since 1991. Stephen Breyer has been in office since 1994. Samuel Alito has been in office since 2006. Sonia Sotomayor has been in office since 2009. Elena Kagan has been in office since 2010. Neil Gorsuch has been in office since 2017. Brett Kavanaugh has been in office since 2018. And the newest addition to the Supreme Court, Amy Barrett, has been in office since before Halloween, like late October. Yeah, that's the change of the Supreme Court. Because Ruth Ginsburg died back in September. And, obviously it's a very controversial move for Trump to fill that seat before, his term, and especially at this point his presidency, before it was over. He decided, I'm just going to fill the seat because, as you may remember, when Obama was finishing up his second term and pretty much his presidency, he decided to leave that open seat of the Supreme Court of Antonin Scalia open for the next president, hoping it would be, obviously Hillary, but, we got Trump. So, yeah, everyone was pretty much bitching at the fact that Trump selected Amy Barrett to fill in Ruth Ginsburg's seat. And the Senate was all bored for it. So they're like, oh, okay, let's do it. Go! And that's pretty much where we stand with that today. Yeah. So, there you have it. The Supreme Court has changed a little bit since our last meeting with this. The executive branch has changed just a little bit, slightly. And the legislative branch has changed just a little bit as well. So a little bit of changes on each of the three. Alright, thank you all so much for watching today's special episode. Well, not really a special episode, but a special video, I should say. Stay tuned for just a random video going up tomorrow. And, yeah, we'll see you in the next video. Stay cool, stay tuned.